Indigenous legal services are accusing the Northern Territory government of wasting millions of dollars it can't afford, keeping children in emergency protection placements. The government says it's trying to reduce its reliance on these higher cost services for long-term care. Jane Bardon reports.
6 years ago, like many young people taken into care in a hurry, Shanalia Zanko was put into an emergency placement. She stayed there 2 days before being found a foster home.
I was like, why am I going to a women's shelter? Yeah, I was confused, but it was better than being at home, I guess.
But many children are now being kept in emergency placements for up to 5 years instead of a few days. 360 children, a third of those in care, are in these placements.
So it actually does sort of show an actual crisis in child protection. And actually what I would particularly sort of consider is government-funded couch surfing.
Private daycare businesses have evolved to service the growing demand.
Many people are working as subcontractor to the big sort of companies that do the care. So a business can never be a home.
But the ABC can reveal official government figures show they're charging up to 5 times more than the cost of foster and kinship care. Where foster carers get between $14,000 and $38,000 per child per year, emergency placements cost $78,000 a year. Indigenous legal services hope the Royal Commission will this month recommend redirecting the money back to more community-based care.
That's the way that the government will have real savings.
But emergency placement providers argue they're only charging the real cost of caring for high-needs children.
One of the main differences is the fact that our educators, they are paid, and I would say paid properly.
How much approximately does it cost to accommodate the kids?
I'm not going to divulge that any more than I would actually ask you how much you earn. But it covers food, it covers clothing, it covers entertainment, it covers tuition for sports or tuition for any, educational needs.
The group says its subcontractors must have Certificate 3 childcare qualifications, and it regularly inspects their homes.
Not only are we wanting to see what's in the fridge, we want to see what clothing the children have got, what programs they're in.
Rachel, whose name we've changed, has provided emergency placements for 5 Indigenous girls for between 3 and 5 years each. One has a disability, the others have learning difficulties.
It shouldn't be the question that we are expensive or the other one is so cheap, but you can see the quality that we provide.
Most children come to her traumatised and behind in school.
They have netball, basketball, they have swimming, and they have maths and English tutor. And my time for them is 24/7, everything a mother does for her own children.
The government's trying to reduce its reliance on emergency placements.
We're certainly looking at our placement system. We know that if we can get kids in permanent care that is long-term earlier rather than using the emergency placement system.
But the care providers expect demand for their services to continue for now.
And that's due to housing, domestic violence, alcohol, all of those social problems.
Problems the government is struggling to tackle. Jane Bardon, ABC News.